Welcome back to TubeSpanner Tuesdays, where we are going to teach you how to build better YouTube video ideas without guessing or burning out. Danielle, I don't know about you, but this is one of those features that have been requested by a lot of the people on these live streams we do, and I'm really excited to show it off.
So many requests, and it's not just here. I mean, every live stream or every video about YouTubing, you go on, you see the same questions. What videos should I make? So let's help.
You got to stop watching the live stream and show the screen. I brought it up.
What? Oh, is it?
You're showing the wrong thing.
No, I thought it would lock the tab on. There we go. My bad.
Oh, good. So why don't we show people how they can get to the wrong tab?
Yeah, I'm just undocking that tab right now. So
all right, we're just going to restart this. All right, welcome everyone to how to build better YouTube video ideas without guessing or burning out. I don't know about you, Danielle, but I'm excited to show how to get to TubeSpanner on the right area.
Is that what we're doing? Well, good.
Let's show how to get there.
So polished. So I'm going to start, because people say, how do you get the extension? How do you make it work? How do you do the thing? So I'm going to go from the very beginning.
Yeah, let's do it.
All of the steps of making the extension come on. Okay. So here's what you do. Easiest thing to do. First of all, click on your extensions jigsaw piece up here. Then you'll see TubeSpanner. This will list all your installed extensions. You want to stick a pin in TubeSpanner. That'll then bring up TubeSpanner in your toolbar. And there's a reason you want to do this. First of all, clicking the TubeSpanner icon will make the TubeSpanner toolbar appear and disappear. And also right-clicking will give you some options here. So you've got some shortcuts to tools, and you've got some options. Now, those
we don't see the options at all.
Oh, you do not? If you right-click, you get an extra menu appear. Oh, of course, yeah, it's built into Chrome, isn't it? If you right-click on that icon, you get some settings, or you can get them from here as well. So that's how you bring the extension up and down. And if you need to close it, if you don't want to show it, you just click that. And if you want to bring it back, you just click it again. So that's the quick and easy way to activate the extension.
Very fair.
From there, all these buttons are contextual. Now, first thing you can do, if you want to make it small, minimize it, you can just click that, and then you only have the home button. So you just have one button to do, whatever you want. Expand it again, and you'll have the shortcut to the tools, the sketch tool, the pointer tool, the magnifier tool. So that's just as simple as that. And you can also show which icons you want to appear here. There's an options screen in, so you can have like 15 icons. There's any tools you want, you can dock them in that minibar. So nice. that's the quick way to get the extension running.
So let's go in it.
Yeah, the main button for all your TubeSpanner tools, not counting the presentation tools, is home. You click home, the minibar will move over to the right, and then you have the main home tab. Now, this is the brand new tab. I'm logged in as an admin, so I get some special details here if you're wondering why I've got millions of things. But this is your main tab. Now, this version of the extension that I am using is about to go live in the store. So anything is free, the extension store, and that's on Firefox. It works on Safari. It works on Opera. It works on, so wherever, this is about to go live. So,
and there's a link in the description if you don't have it yet.
Yes, there is. And this version you will see as a new tab right here called Projects, which is what we're going to be showing you on this stream tonight. A brand new feature for TubeSpanner, the first of many. I think we got a new feature every month this year. I think we've got a hell of a roadmap lined up.
Well, it's only 1 month so far, but we have more to show.
That's what I mean. We've got a roadmap for the whole year of new features coming up.
Very fair. So one thing I think, the whole idea in this is people are like, I need video ideas. We hear this a lot. We see it in our stream. We see it in others. So Danielle, how would you start with building better YouTube video ideas?
Sure. Once you're set up, and this can be a little complex, but once you're set up, you simply click ideation from here or from here and get your ideas. And you're done, okay? All you have to do from this is select your audience, assuming you have an audience. If you don't worry, it'll automatically pick an audience for you. You could it'll build some audiences for you.
And are those
So
audience it builds for you? We had a question last time. Is that a free feature? Is that a paid feature? What's kind of the distinguisher here?
this is right. So on the free version, you can have your current viewers. So you can target who you're currently targeting. On the premium versions, you can change that to a custom audience so that you can tailor exactly who you want to reach. But for getting started, the free version will get you going. And then once you start getting some views and you start seeing some subscribers, then it's an ideal path. So all of our tiers are designed to get you moving. So the free tier, get your first few videos done. That's fine. And once you've got that, then the premium tiers will become valuable for you.
Very fair. Could you zoom in just a little bit? It's a little hard for me to see it, so it might be a little hard for
Yeah.
people. So on the browser, just hit the three dots in the top right-hand corner to zoom in on browser. There we go. And we have a question here from Copper Carver. Does this help with with ideas in generals, or can you feed it your topic and it gives you ideas how to film your idea? I'm sure you're about to show.
Yes. So with your ideas, it's linked to your channel. Now you can this is so right. So rewind a little bit again. There's a bit of a longer answer here. In the browser extension version, it's the quick way to do it. So you pick a viewer. I'm going to go with recent Ralph because he's our most recent targeted viewer.
Sure.
And I'm going to get some ideas. Okay. So the extension is all about speed. If you want to start really digging into your niche and your genre, the CMS version has a lot more filters, a lot.
That's just the
control.
dashboard again.
The dashboard,
and that's
yes.
just for now.
Yes, the web version has more features than we have in the extension, where you can really, really fine tune your ideas. This is more of an autopilot ideas in the extension. That being said, 90% of users find everything they want right here. But if you really want to dig into it, then yes, use the dashboard version, which is the one in its own web browser.
And again, that's just for now. All this, we are extension first.
Yeah, ultimately, every feature we have in dashboard will be coming to the extension. Just one more feature of TubeSpanner. So you get your ideas. Now this will run a bunch of ideas for your channel based on the people who are watching your most recent content. That's what Recent Ralph is set up to do. And we've also got so in the criteria for Ralph, he's a regular YouTuber. He watches a lot of YouTube content. He's keen to grow his own channel. He's basically you guys in the stream right now. He represents the people who watch our content, and he's who we want to reach. He's our target audience. So that's what Ralph. That's who Ralph is. So you get your ideas, and then you can expand the ideas. You can expand them one at a time, or if you want to just take your time with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, depending on where you are, you can go through the ideas right here. Get some more ideas. Get some titles for this idea because you like the idea. Now, this goes into your question here, Copper Carver. This not only gives you a draft title. This isn't the final title, but it's probably going to be an okay title. It'll also give you a brief on what the video is about, and then a method as to how the video will be presented. So that'll give you an idea whether it's like a talking head, a review, the type of video, so you got your genre and your niche. Your niche is like, what it's about, the subject matter. The genre is the kind of video, whether it's, hope that makes sense. Now, let's suppose we've got a couple of ideas here. This is something nobody has seen before. This is literally a brand new feature. Seems really obvious, but you can now save ideas, and that will now save it as a project. So that idea becomes a container. We'll come to the projects a little bit later. But as you save ideas, you can put your thumbnail, your script, you can build all of the parts of your video, schedule it, your tags, all of that is self-contained in projects, which you can then, it's like a folder on your desktop, but it's linked to all your elements. And then later, once the video is published, you can go and review that project and see how close it is, how it performs compared to what you expected. So you can also go back.
No, you go ahead and show it, Danielle. I think it's a good example of show and tell. So we just saved the idea. Where does that live?
So, okay. So let's assume we're done with this project. You click on projects and you can see there's the one we just saved, our target viewer, Recent Ralph. Now, if you notice, there's no discovery score, there's no search score. All we know is that it's a positive video around that. But as you start building out your SEO score or your title score, you will see these percentages change. You can actually, it'll record how effective that title is likely to be. So it keeps a track of your work, so you can come back to it later. And if I now want to open that and view that, so I get a discovery score here, I'll open that up in, I just view it. And we're now going to jump ahead to home run in the discovery optimizer. And now we can start to analyze that and break it down further.
Not bad at all.
And it's not a bad video, actually. Anything over 70%. I mean, ideally we'd go for 85, but this isn't bad. And there's more stuff coming here as well. But right now, this is our discovery optimizer. And this now will measure that title as to how well it's likely to work on the discovery page. Different to the SEO page. You've seen us cover this a few times. This is how well it works. This is the browse features. This is the people on Apple TV or swiping through, not searching for anything in particular. They're just allowing YouTube to present ideas to them. That's what the discovery optimizer is for. And most videos on YouTube are found through the browse features, through discovery, whereas search is found by search. Seems very similar, but it's surprisingly different.
So it's just a different approach.
It's a different approach, yeah. Different types of video, different types of audience. But what you want to get is a nice, good score here. Anything above excellent, you could go for fine tuning here, but honestly, there's probably if you've got endless time, then go crazy. But once you get into the high 70s, 80%, and you get up to the excellent level, that's going to be, there's more important things probably you could be working on now.
Like the video itself.
The video itself, absolutely. And what's really good about this now is, so you've got your idea. We want to now do a short list. You want to get a script. You want to get some ideas for this. So we can go from here and generate a script now. So we know this is mastering the art of targeting on YouTube. We can say what we want that script to be about. Now, we've already got the title. That will probably be enough. But if you really want to go on to it, like if it was a product review, maybe it's a book called Mastering the Art of Audience Targeting on YouTube. So you could say a book review on a book called. So you can give it more information. So it's like a review or a talking head video. Generally, it'll default to a talking head style video. But if you be more specific as to what you want, then it'll be like a driving a car video or a repair video or whatever. We're going to auto-generate shorts. So it'll look for areas in your video which you can snip up and turn into shorts. And let's just go with that. Let's just generate our script. We've got a pop-up here telling us the script's being generated.
And while that's going on, I would like to take a moment just for a few things. So we have a question or a statement from Copper Carver while that's going on. It'd be cool if it took a percentage of what else your subscribers watch and give you ideas as a whole instead of just one of your subscribers. The audiences are not just based on one subscriber. It's your target audience. Maybe you can explain that a little bit more, what a target audience is. Because it's not just one person.
So yeah, to be clear, a target audience refers to a demographic. It's a viewer demographic. It's the type of audience. Generally, best practice is you should only have one, because the more you can focus your content to one demographic, the more likely they are to keep coming back to find what they want. You can go into the science of when you need to pivot your channel to other things, but generally, one audience is the way to go. There is a case to be had for appealing to multiple demographics, but then it gets harder to get those people to come back. If you do a gardening channel one week and your demographic is all about gardening, and then next week you're doing a product review on V8 LS conversions, the gardening people are going to be really confused. So be very careful about dividing your viewers. The tighter you keep your niche, and trust me, I am the worst when it comes to this, but the tighter you keep your niche, the easier it is to get people coming back from more of the same.
Yeah, and like to that point, if there are general purpose stores, but usually what they have is broad availability, and massive appeal. But a lot of times YouTube channels, like if you want to try something new, try it on a new channel, right? Like that's the thing that, especially with the collab feature, if you want your existing audience to see, try the collab feature on the new channel and the existing, see how that does. But again, it's better to keep the ideas all on one channel. And another thing I see here is example 70% of your subs watch how-to videos. I don't think it's actually in ours or your best interest to focus on subscribers, because YouTube has very come out and said that on average only 2% to 5% of your subscribers are likely to watch your content. That means there's 95% other people that you should be targeting. If we hyper focus on subscribers who are not as, look, I've talked to a lot of creators, and Danielle, you might be guilty of this. How many times have you subscribed to a channel but you don't watch every single upload?
Most. There's very few people that I watch. There's one person that I watch every Sunday, 6 o'clock. Hands up for the Matt Armstrong Massive. But generally, I'll watch, when I see them recommended, because I'm really busy. But of course, anything Andrew does, I'm all over it. But Andrew doesn't have a regular schedule. But if somebody does have a regular schedule and I like them, it's in my diary.
Copper goes, I always see most viewers are not subscribed, so it makes sense. Exactly. And YouTube even gives you, and the reason, if we go back, and I'll go back to the screen share, if you can go to the audience types here, Danielle, part of what, if you look under the audience tab where recent Ralph is, Danielle, what you'll notice is, yeah, right there. Most recent, most views, and most engaged. We've talked about actually updating this, Danielle, to match new viewers, casual viewers, and returning viewers, which is how YouTube kind of classifies that audience watch behavior.
Yeah, and anybody using the tool will get that. It's just these are old. I haven't updated my audiences, but if when we generate audiences for you now automatically, it will follow the same as YouTube does.
Yeah. And so that's more of the focus on the audiences here. The target audience that Danielle is talking about is, a lot of times people are like, well, my audience is blank. In TubeSpanner, you can define it. And maybe we should actually do a whole live stream on how to actually build your target audience. Let us know if that's something you would like. Because we've talked about it kind of briefly.
You just nailed that, actually, because every YouTube how to grow on YouTube guru tells you about how important it is to niche down, but I don't think anybody really gives you anything actionable on how to do that. So let's do.
Oh, I disagree. I've done videos on this. There's a lot of actionable, but it's hard when it's not live.
Nobody does actionable stuff on how to.
I disagree.
Target your audience.
I think it's just hard because, genuinely speaking, a lot of YouTube advice has to be generalized, because it's like, the best way I can describe it is there's so many different kind of channels that if it's not generalized, that you have someone trying content that works for like a painting channel and it doesn't work for theirs. And then they're like, you lied to me. And it's like, no, it's just, there's so much nuance.
I can give you, look, if you go to our viewers here and if we look at Ralph, okay.
Yeah.
Just to give you some idea, these are the sort of things that we build into our audience. These are most people don't think about this, but luckily we have some good marketers here. And so when we're doing our demographic, you look at all kinds of signals about the person that you're targeting, and that gets baked in to the audience you want to reach, including if you're doing a video that wants to make money from selling subscriptions, then make sure that your demographic has an income, a disposable income they want to invest. So there's a lot of things you can do, and then the language that you use in titles and the type of content that you do will become tailored to that demographic. For example, if you want to sell something, then you want to make sure that you're targeting a demographic that has a disposable income, and you want to do things like save money on growing your YouTube channel with these top 5 tips. So, you're going to need to trigger they're called signals. And you want to put lots of those, I should watch this video signals into your content, your title, your thumbnail, your script, all of it.
Oh, that makes sense. And I think that, as we look at this, when we understand that this is how our video ideas can be generated, maybe we go back to the video ideas tab and we look at more of these ideas, right? Because we have the first one we looked at, but maybe we describe, more titles from this idea, because these are just our first list of ideas. And another
Yeah.
thing that's new is the expand all feature, the collapse all as well. So like if you want to quickly see every single thing that is about these ideas and you're like, actually, this makes sense for me or not. Like the fact that you can read an idea of these ideas, how meta, Danielle, no, I say that out.
I know.
But I think
Well,
it's one of those things where, you know, YouTube themselves recommends identifying a target audience. There's people like Adobe, there's people like Canva, there's all these different places that say you should have a target audience when you're designing, when you're creating, when you are understanding who you're speaking to. Because again, the way that Danielle described it earlier, I love the store analogy, right? My gardening channel, and then all of a sudden I'm in another complete niche. I feel like so many people are afraid to have multiple channels when in reality, I rather you have multiple channels with focused ideas than one channel with split ideas.
yes. Now, what most you're more likely to succeed if you focus all your energy into one channel and really learn how to make that channel pop. But we're humans. We get bored of things. We like new shiny things. So if you really want to try different ideas, then it's much better to try different ideas across different channels than to try to fit all of it into a general channel. I have a Danielle channel, Captain the Caboose, and it's all sorts of stuff. It's a grab bag. I have loads of fun with that channel, but it's painfully hard to grow because every video I put out, 30% of my audience say, "This isn't what I signed up for." So, this you literally cannot please everyone.
No,
But
but
I have fun doing it. That's the main thing. So that's
but
for
you're
that.
pleasing yourself, and that's the thing. You have to decide: am I trying to please an audience and grow, or am I just trying to please myself? And sometimes it can be both, but a lot of the times I've found it to be that when I work with a channel or you've talked with channels that they tend to care more about if they're pleased than the audience. But it's when you switch from is my audience pleased where I find the real growth starts to
Yeah,
go.
it's true. It's true. One of the nicest things about growing an audience is people acknowledging what you do and enjoying what you do and giving you feedback for what you do. And that is easier with a niched in channel. The general purpose channel is harder to grow an audience. And so you don't get that endorphin hit when you get lots of people saying, "You're great." It's kind of nice, you know? So,
Hmm. We have a question again from Copper Carver who says, I'm working on a keyboard review with a strong chill aesthetic. Jazz music, slow paneling across my modern setup. For my title, should I focus on aesthetic, relaxing, cozy, or keywords like amazing? So, everything you've just described is what YouTube would call compelling elements, not actually the target keyword. Because amazing, if I told you to look right now on YouTube, search amazing, and scroll until you found your video. Danielle, how long do you think that would take?
uh, I mean, you wouldn't be done by our next stream.
No, I don't think so. And so the thing here is if you're doing a keyboard review, the first thing that you should talk about is the name of the product, and this is because you do unboxings and reviews. It should be name of product and then why it matters to an audience.
Let's cover this. Good, it's
Yeah.
a very good question, actually. And it's something people get not wrong, but could be a lot better. If you were looking for the video that you're recording, what would you look for if you're doing search or in browse? What would hook your attention? Would you look for smooth, jazzy vibes? But it's, which does that describe a keyboard? Or would you mention the keyboard and explain why the keyboard gives you smooth, jazzy vibes? I'm paraphrasing wildly. Jazz confuses me. So, but so that's what would you want to find? How would you identify that video?
I think
But
this, if I may, this
yeah,
might be a really cool way to show off the video injector tool.
it would.
Maybe we show that. Like, we're going to show you what here's the tool at TubeSpanner that shows you what it would look like for your actual audience.
So, video injector. This would be a really good way for you to try this out. Okay. So let's go to YouTube. And here is YouTube. You're going to get to see all the stuff that I watched recently now. Oh, look, there's Copper Cava. I'll see that. So, video injector. So, when you come into the YouTube browse features, remember I was saying about how the icons in the TubeSpanner minibar are dynamic. From here, you will now see a new icon will appear called the Video Preview Injector. When you click on this, I just saw an old classic video from the Guild. It's such a good video. So when you click on this, you get the option to see how well your video stands out in the crowd. So I'm going to pick one of our published videos. You can either upload an image, you can put your own title in, you can any of your saved thumbnails you can use here. We haven't done a video on thumbnails yet, but we will. I'll just jump straight to the third tab here when we can see our published videos, okay? So let's have a look here.
So we have the thumbnail image we could preview, we have the title, and then what this will do.
Oh, hang on. I'm just going to that tab is the wrong way around. I just noticed here. Like that should be it's the wrong way around. And put it here instead.
Okay. We should definitely pick a normal 60x9 video. So I think it should be. We've been doing a lot of shorts lately.
We have.
Shout outs to the team for working so hard on that. So okay, I think. Wow.
Let's find one.
There we go. Why your YouTube title? There we are.
There we go. So let's see how quickly. Now I'm gonna. You see down here, we've got an enable preview and a preview countdown. What this will do is it'll blank the screen, and then how quickly it'll come back up with a page full of videos, and how quickly can you identify your video? How well does it stand out? So let's click that.
And what is this? So this blackout is doing exactly what you said.
It's
You're
like
going
a
to
palette
see.
cleanser.
And there's our thumbnail on the far left there.
So does that stand out? And then you can do this on widescreens, with more videos on display. All the different browse features. There's a version of the video injector you can try. So does your video stand out? And you can do a search and then use the video injector. So there's all sorts of ways that you can see if your video stands out. It's a good way of testing it.
Yeah, no. And I think, Copper Carvers says that's cool. Yeah, and if you're wondering, does my video stand out? You can also show that in search. You can show it on the homepage. He was laughing at how's the title on your screen. That's funny. How does it look? And this is actually an interesting question from English Fun Zone, and I love this question. It says, I was told to say things like top 5 things, top 10 awesome ways. 2, do you agree? I stopped doing it because I didn't like seeing the same sort of titles. So here is a very nuanced question that deserves a nuanced answer. 1, were they performing? Yes or no? Were your titles with those performing well? If yes, then I would say keep doing it, because you stopped it because you didn't like seeing the same sort of titles. But you have to remember, most of the viewers to most channels have never seen your content before. So it's that situation of, I don't necessarily always love saying the best or the easiest or the free, but I know my audience does. And those things can get people to click, right? And I see here from you, you said it's about 50-50. I would tell you that with A/B testing, especially in titles now, you should definitely consider A/B testing the old way, how you want to do, and let the data decide for you. Because as long as both titles are focused on what you're teaching, which again, you teach English and you make it fun, that is a great way for you to know for sure. I would tell you should always use the data, because vibes are great. And a lot of times vibes can help you, especially when you're new, test the vibes. Because sometimes vibes work, sometimes you're off. And I found sometimes my vibe was spot on, and sometimes I was like, whoa, Andrew, we took a really wrong left turn here.
Do you know what's bizarre? The number of times that, if I'm not sure about a video, it'll often do fine. But the number of times I've been certain I've got a home run on my hands and it's failed enormously, or also the number of times that this isn't going to do well, I'll just kick it out the door, and then it does really well, happens so often that you can't rely on your gut. you need to use metrics and, try things out and A/B test, because even the best experts I know in this space frequently get it wrong. And it's like they will joke about how often your Roberto Blakes and your Nick Nimmons get their gut feelings wrong.
And if I may, on the gut feeling, what I've learned with that is a lot of time our gut feeling is what we'd like, and
Yeah,
sometimes
confirmation bias.
what we like versus what the audience enjoys sometimes is the same, and sometimes the things we overlook are actually what the audience enjoys. Like sometimes we're all guilty of overcomplicating YouTube and making it somehow way too much, you know?
Well, I thought we had milked the whole topic of titles and ideas dry, and yet here we are, and
And people still have many questions. But they also tend to do well, right? And like if we go back to talking about ideas here, like if you go to the projects tab, because this is what I want, this is the brand new feature, we now have the score that shows up on some of these because you started researching. Maybe we can describe what the actions do on this page.
Sure. So we got the top one here is the display column, so we can turn things on and off. If we have a description, it'll save them with the title. It takes up a lot of real estate, so I tend to leave that off by default. It's a great way of, or you can just turn off things if you don't want to sentiment type, make it simpler. So you can filter what you show. Then your actions button will open that in Discovery Optimizer. So it's just a quick way of to save you copying and pasting. And then delete will delete it forever. So if there's something I don't want and I'm done with that, I can just hit the delete button and delete it. And then it'll be gone.
Very cool. And I think, what I've learned, and you want to talk about like target audience, like all of the features, if you think about it, Danielle, a lot of them came from your gut, but a lot of them have been improved because you listen to your target audience.
Absolutely. And yeah, like a good feature, good idea here. So if you open up Home Run, there's now a load button here, which will
show it.
It'll list your project. So you can either go to your projects page and open it from there, or you can open up Home Run and load your projects from here. So let's open that one.
So these are previous videos that you decided I want to do, but
Yeah. So let's analyze it. I think we did this already. I think it was coming in as it's crept up by 2%. Now this is interesting. Last time I did this, I didn't have a target viewer. As a generic video, it actually performs better than it does if it's specifically targeted to a viewer. That's something to keep in mind, by the way. But that's fine. So we're good here. Now we did already generate a script. So the next step by the way, that's grayed out. If I change this, you'll see it'll activate the save button again. It just means you don't want to keep changing. You don't want to keep save, because if you save it, it'll quit in your project. But if we now go from here, we say we're done. This is once you get to about 80%, we're good. This is everything we need. Even with an audience, it was getting a good score. So we can now more open up the script. Now, I've got, see this OMG and welcome back to TubeSpanner. I'm Danielle. All of these are things that you can teach the script generator about your catchphrases. And you'll see a few that I've put in here deliberately because they stand out easily. I never actually say OMG, but I wanted to put it in to show how the script generator will use your catchphrases in what it generates. It knows who you are. It knows your channel. It'll see it's dropping OMG in all over the place because why did I pick that? Because it stands out. I know I did explain it. It's so frustrating.
No, I think you just love OMG. I think that we've really defound.
Don't, but it's so easy to spot to show that it'll do its best to use your catchphrases, and it's so bad. And you can see this is a nice green one, so it puts your catchphrase in because that's what you want to put in your shorts to hook it in, and it's like sneak peek. So it's it'll put little clippable bits into your video. So all of that here it's structured to be the video that we gave it. And then going on to an earlier question about the structure of the video, if you then go into the shot list and open that up, it'll take a little while, but it'll now look at generating how you craft that video, and it'll throw out loads of shot ideas, which you can then use to build your shot list, your wireframe, your shooting script. Let's give it a second to open. Zooming in dramatically.
I love the little words that are coming on. Now, we do know that some people may not want to write a script using this, but one of the things that the audience has suggested, and I know, Daniel, you've gone back and forth on, is working on a script analyzer, the way that YouTube videos tend to work, so you know if what you do have is good.
Yes, and that's already in dev, and
Stanley wants an OMG shirt. Well, I mean, it's Danielle's signature phrase, of course.
I'll show you where that's done in a second now, just to prove
Sure.
it is deliberate. So it's given a load of shots here. And I'm tempted to actually distill this a little bit, because I think it generates too many shots for a 10-minute video. It would be, you'd have a lot of cuts in this video. So I may filter this down or find some way of filtering it. But it tells you what B-roll to use, where your audio should be, where your J-cut is, your different edits. So it covers. So it's great for your editor as well if you're using a separate editor to give them your shots, your edit list, all the rest of it. But it tracks right in with your script. So you can pick those shots. You probably won't use them all, but if you wanted to, Michael Bay it, then you're fine. We can put exploding tanks in, and you're all good.
Sure. I do think this is, really good conversation. Like, we got from an idea and now you have a script. And so really, I like how, if you look at the bottom too, you could print it, you can go back to the editor, you can export it. Like, there's so much you can do.
Yeah. And so if you've got a screen prompt, a teleprompt, your Elgato, you can just send it straight out from here. That's fine.
Amazing. And so we're getting some more questions, looking at, just what we've been talking about. I like the key here. Why don't we go into that and then let's answer some of those questions.
Sure. So quickly with the key, because you see these different colors here, what the key does is explain what those colors are used for. So it's easy. You can see, I know they say CTA and, main body content and then different hooks, but you can also have a look in the key there, just so you can see quickly what those colors all mean, because it can be overwhelming at first.
No, 100%. And look, these tools are so easy, and you'll be saying Danielle's signature phrase, OMG, every time. So
let me just show you something. So if you click on customize here.
Sure. And customize, could you just show where customize is again?
The little button here, it says customize.
Sure.
So when you see OMG was selected here, what the customize button does is it'll actually tell it what your different prompts are.
Oh, that's cool. So you can, again, as you mentioned, as you're training it, you can add words. So like if I wanted to, because mine, a lot of times script tools will auto say my name is Can with a C and I have to add it to the dictionary. You could add it here and then it would get it, correct?
Absolutely. And it'll learn these. Or you can, as you can see, drop your own. I'm going to turn this damn thing off.
No, it's your signature catchphrase.
Or you can put in your, to say that's you'll see a few well used catchphrases here. But it's just, you can see, and you probably noticed like "Don't Panic" popped up several times in that script.
Yeah.
So it'll use your catchphrases frequently throughout the video.
And again, you can still edit this. So if Danielle doesn't want that, her signature phrase in the script itself, you could exit out of here and then actually edit the script to remove that OMG, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Show us.
So,
no, not here. No, in the script itself. We got to keep your signature.
Fine. I was like, okay. But once you get the script open, if I just want to delete the OMG, just go and delete it.
Which you shouldn't, because it's such a good catchphrase for you. I think I'm getting on Danielle's last OMG nerve.
But so even though this is actually wide open here, you can, and there's a lot of tools that you can add. So you can even run some AI stuff in this. You can highlight it, and you can run AI elements directly in here. It's not just a text editor; it's a really powerful editor. You can even do things like you can change the tone you can highlight sections and change the tone as you go, you know. You can do anything you want, add entire sections. It's yeah, we should do a video just on how to make, really good scripts. Honestly, out the box, it'll get you. The whole point of these tools is to be with 1 or 2 button clicks. You're 80-90% of the way there. But for the
And you're
people
getting
who really
started.
want to dial it in, you can get right in there and, get your hands dirty on it.
So I think we've shown a good bit. Let's get into some of these questions.
Sure.
So, one question we have, and it's based on the context of this, and this is Copper Carver says, I have to ask myself what word should be on the thumbnail versus what should be on the title.
Great
Sometimes
question.
there should be 0 words on the thumbnail, actually. It's one of those things where A/B testing is huge here to get you even further. Because I've had some people who they do, tech reviews, and they're like, "Oh, I have to have words on the title," but it turned out that their composition and the way that they do it, people much preferred no text. And it was over 50 videos they tested, known performers, new videos. They did 25-25 split. And it turns out that the audience more often didn't use the one with text, and here's why. YouTube's a global audience, and having English text can sometimes be a little dismissive to that audience. Now, that advice is specific to you, and if English Fun Zone, for example, is literally teaching English, having English words in the thumbnail makes a lot of sense, right? And so you said, in relation to what I said before, can you let us know what words are best for your title versus best for thumbnails? That may be complicated. It is complicated because it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, right? So I would say to test that out. And so, Danielle, if you were to, think of like what you are attracted to when it comes to an unboxing video, what tends to get you to click?
So first thing I'll see is the thumbnail. Most people will see the thumbnail first and think, "Oh,
YouTube says
that's
95% of people see thumbnail first.
that sounds spot on." So the thumbnail catches your eye. Okay, that looks interesting. Next thing you'll do a split second later is go to the first few words of the title. Does that title match what the thumbnail is, and is it compelling? Does it look interesting? I'll go back to a really good example of this. A big yellow box that says, "This is not yellow." It's like, yes, it is. What? I want to find out more. So, make it, I have to know what this means. Or, this is the best keyboard you've never heard of. Or, something, well, I've heard of lots of keyboards. So and again, this comes down to knowing your audience. So if you know that this is a very knowledgeable audience about music keyboards, and you're telling them that this keyboard, they have never heard of it, and it's the best thing ever, oh, I want to click. So, you want to know who your viewers are. So I
Yeah.
look at my attention gets drawn to the thumbnail. I then will quickly read the text, and I think, yeah, I want to see this. Then I click on the video, and within 3 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, I'll decide A, if it sounds like an AI drone, in which case I'm gone in a heartbeat, or B, I'm interested. What's going on? And I will probably keep watching and give it about 30 seconds to decide if I want to keep watching.
And I think that's not a bad, way to look at it. Another thing that I saw from Copper Carver is he said that, being an unboxer, my views are based on the brand being popular, it seems.
Yeah.
Govee videos are up 60,000 views. Other RGB brands get way less views from me.
Yeah,
Thumbnail
okay,
is
well,
key at that point, I feel like.
Absolutely. And even if you aren't doing a Govee video, do a Govee video. So if something comes along and Philips Hue fight back, finally beating
Dethroning
Govee.
Govee, yeah.
So use Govee in an opposite way, So, yeah, Govee is huge. I mean, I use a lot of Hue lights here, and I've been my main house lights are Govee, and they're really good. So yeah, they're beating Philips at Philips. They're because they just work.
But go ahead. No, finish your thought.
Yeah, so use that. If it's trending, use the word. If the word Govee is trending, use the word. If people are looking for Govee lights, put a Govee logo on and a box on the cover. If Govee's trending, if you're doing a product review on Akara, then put the best way to control your Govee lights with this Akara smart sense, something like that. Find ways to get on board with the trends, you know?
Yeah, and also be careful not to find yourself in the Govee light niche. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
that's something I would also say is like you don't want to sub niche yourself. Like you can sometimes get too far in. I
Yeah,
had
if you
a
aren't just Govee, only do 1 in 3 videos be Govee. Just still, so yes, you want to surf that wave, but also there's other stuff in the world other than Govee. So make sure that you're keeping your Govee fans popular, but you want to cover the whole smart home.
Yeah, and like you could I love what you mentioned, Danielle, where it's like you mentioned that you use Govee as the example. Like maybe instead of focusing so hard on just the other light, maybe it's like, is this light from Casa the Govee killer? And then that gets people interested because they're like, well, I've been so into Govee for so long. Is there better, right? And it's again, it's know, like, and trust, right? I know the brand Govee. I like that brand. I trust it. So if there's something better or equal to it, that will get interest. That's why, and that's how an audience thinks.
One caveat I would say here,
Is
and
this the
this
new Govee?
right? But yeah, absolutely. One caveat here. You are skirting with clickbait when we do that sort of title. Don't overuse it. Make sure you are so don't say, is this the new Govee? And it's just no. And then you can say no. You know, if that is the video, no, it's not, and you're done. Don't try to shoehorn it in. Don't clickbait. So use enticing thumbnails, use trending topics. Don't lie, if that makes sense.
No, I think
So
that does. And I think this what you put in the comment, you know, you're like, get less views. Thumbnail is the key at this point. I think you're actually, the thumbnail only supports the most important thing, which is the idea. Govee lights here are the idea. Everything, the title, the thumbnail, the transcript, the description are based around the idea. And you're saying thumbnail is key. No, it's what the idea is. Like if you do a video based on a different idea, all the things on YouTube support the idea. And so Govee lights happen to be the idea that's doing pretty well for you on your channel. So using that as a comparison point of that idea, why should you invest in Govee lights? Why should you not? What are the drawbacks? Sometimes, I don't know about you, Danielle, but if I already own a piece of gear and someone's like, here's the flaws of this gear, I'll watch it and be like, well, let me hear them. Okay, that's not a flaw to me. Okay, that is a flaw to me, because it teaches you what the other perspective.
and it's often, I mean, look at in video game world, Nintendo Metroid 4
True.
recently. Very, very divisive. A lot of people were very disappointed by Metroid 4. Wasn't a bad game. Wasn't a particularly good Metroid game, unfortunately. That's my view. But
Yeah.
holy smoke, that video paid dividends for weeks. People were, it's great, it's awful, it's mediocre. It was, and people were watching just to argue with other people, you know, and this is why you're wrong about your views on Metroid 4. So, yeah, that sort of stuff. Trending, milk it. Just be honest.
So we have a question here, and English Fun Zone is wondering, how can I use trending topics?
Huh.
ASMR, Mangu. I would say for, not every channel can immediately hop on every trending topic, but there are some that make a lot of sense, right? For you,
Hold my pint.
for you, right, you're teaching English, and one of the things you could easily talk about that trends every year is the reading grade level in the US and globally, right? So that's a trending topic where you're like, here's why the reading level just dropped to 4th grade. Here's why learning English matters. That's a trending topic. That's something you have authority in, and you can then say, and if you're trying to improve your English like a lot of people in the US are, hell, Kai Sanat right now, one of the largest Twitch streamers, is learning how to speak and read publicly, and he's learning English, and he's talking about this very openly. You could talk about that, and that's something trending. He's really open about how he struggles to read. You could say he's learning English better by reading. Here's other ways you can learn like Kai is learning, right? Those are trends that are happening in the creator space that you could bring input in. And you should use that as an example of, see, other people have come out and said that they struggle with this. If you're struggling with this, English can be fun, which is your whole channel idea. So those are just some thoughts I had, but I'd love your thoughts, Danielle.
Yeah, it goes back to keep it real. Use trending topics. Use what you could do. Okay. If you wanted to do something that's a little bit fun, a bit different, do a video maybe on a B channel or a related channel teaching English. Yes. Just do something a little bit different. So you could perhaps do something that's a bit quirky, a bit out there, but don't force it in. Just find ways to make it real. But a B channel could be great fun for that sort of thing.
And also keep in mind, if the ASMR video blows up, you might accidentally be an ASMR artist. And if that's not your long-term goal, that's why having that second channel is a great idea. Because I've seen people experiment with formats and it did way better than they expected. And that's what the audience wanted. And it's not what they wanted to keep doing. So that's also a great example. I had someone who was, a comedy skit channel. He did something funny with like a farm animal that happened to him. And then every single video, no matter what he uploaded, they're like, where are the farm animals? And it was a one-off video.
What?
That's how he felt. Why do they want farm animals? I'm like, I don't know, man, but you're getting it on every single video.
I've got an acquaintance that has a gaming channel. And occasionally they'd put in a video about sock puppets. And I said, why are you doing that? Nobody wants to see that. And then they're wondering why the channel doesn't grow. I'm like, well, maybe it's a sock puppets. I don't, but if you want to do a fun channel about your stuff, fine, but you need to niche,
And look, some people are like, niching down kills your channel. It doesn't. It hones in your focus. But there's also danger, as we talk about a niche, is knowing when to expand. Some people just stay too locked into this one area.
That's real. If you're hyper focused on how to patch your JV 8080 niche, and that's a synth that hasn't been really used in production for 20 years, maybe it's time to pivot. So be very, if you get too specific, you can get really pigeonholed and you're going to really struggle. So you've got to be broad enough to adapt to new things that come along, but not so broad that it's an anything channel.
Yeah, and if you want to learn, how to be broad, how to be broadly specific, how to adapt, then you should subscribe to TubeSpanner, where we go live every TubeSpanner Tuesday. You are also in great company with a great community. Join the Discord. Danielle, what a stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Bye, everyone.